Morning. Crap joke of the day. The return. Yeah. I thought I'd do one on Saturday since I haven't done one all week. Right, so here we go. One off. Paddy goes for a job in the SAS. So Sergeant Major standing there. He went, right, looks like his records and everything. He goes, right, Patrick, he says, Paddy. He's thinking to himself, I didn't want any Irishman in me beloved SAS, because he's a bit of a twat, this fucker. He says, right, Paddy, what we're going to do is you have to have it upstairs, like if you're going to be a member of the SAS, and what we're going to do is we're going to give you a test. He says, and you've got to pass at least 99% of the questions. He says, if you get any less, you're not in the SAS, that's it. Paddy goes, all right, fair enough, mate, well. So anyway, gives him the test. He sits down. Paddy's like that. Sergeant Major gets the test papers. He goes, fuck no. Taking them out. Gets 100%. He's like that. He's fucking devastated, the Sergeant Major. He goes, right then, Paddy. He says, tomorrow, he says, what we're going to do is, we're going to take you up in a plane, 20,000 feet. You're going to bail out with a parachute. He says, you're going to drop you about 20 mile away from where we are now. He says, and it's some rough terrain, you know. He says, you've got to get through all that forest, everything. He says, you've got to get right away through here and make it back to the base, he says, in an hour. Paddy goes, all right, the Sergeant Major, no problem, right, you know. So the next day, Paddy's up there, he's in the plane, 20,000 feet, up he goes, bails out at 20,000 feet with his parachute, goes like that, pulls his parachute, fuck all. Fucking hell, emergency parachute. Pulls that, fuck all. He falls 20,000 feet. On his way down, he sees the tops of the trees of this forest, so he sort of breaks his fall a bit on the trees and everything, like, you know, gets down there, he's lying there, now crumpled, he looks, his arm's off, it's over on there, so he gets his fucking arm, puts it on there, reaches into his sort of Rambo type knife, stitches his arm back on and all that, right? Goes out, course through all his terrain, gets there, just gets back to the barracks where the Sergeant Major's standing there, and it's a minute past an hour, you know? And he goes, all right, Paddy? He says, by the way, looking at his little book, he says, you failed. Oh, Paddy starts going fucking mental. He says, you're fucking joking, aren't you? He says, you're fucking 20,000 feet. He says, I bailed out. He says, me fucking arm, had to stitch me arm back on. He says, fucking all that. He says, I came back to the roughest terrain, and for 1 minute, you're going to fail us. You're fucking joking, aren't you? He's going fucking mental. And he just, this captain's going past. He says, hey, Sergeant Major, what seems to be the bother here? He says, well, actually, he says, I've just had to fail Paddy, you know. He says, we'll give him a time limit, and he just couldn't make it, you know. So I'm afraid, you know, he's not going to be in the SAS. He said, yeah, bad share. Paddy goes, hold on a minute, like, Captain. He says, I tell you what it is. He says, 20,000 feet, parachute didn't open, second parachute didn't open, fucking fell, all that. He says, I had to stitch me fucking arm back on and everything, made the fucking way through all this terrain and all. He says, 1 fucking minute, mate, 1 fucking minute. The captain goes, yeah. He says, actually, Patrick, he says, you know, I've never heard a more brave or courageous story of daring do. He says, so as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to overrule the Sergeant Major, and you are indeed going to be enrolled in the SAS. He says, and that's what we need. People of daring do and who aren't afraid to use a bit of initiative. He says, how does that make you feel, Paddy? He goes, fucking magic.